So let's discuss our candidates for backend and service technology. Now, to be clear, when talking about backend, we mean the server side of web apps and web API. So our discussion here is about web apps, web API, console, and services. I'll call all of them backend for the sake of simplicity. Now, just to set expectations, I'm not going to give you a definite recommendation about the platform you should use for your backend. That won't be smart, since there are so many factors to be taken into account that without intimate knowledge of the requirements, such a decision cannot be made. What I am going to do is to lay out the main contenders and talk about pros and cons of each one of them. This will make your life much easier when selecting the platform. Note also, I'm not going to talk about every technology exists. This will make the lecture too long and too boring. I'm going to discuss the most popular platforms. So here are our main candidates for backend applications in alphabetical order: .NET Classic, .NET Core, Java, Node.js, PHP, and Python. So let's begin with .NET Classic, or as we will call it here, simply .NET. .NET was founded by Microsoft in 2001 as a response for Java. It's a general-purpose, object-oriented, statically typed platform with frameworks for desktop applications called WinForms and later on WPF, and for web apps and web API called ASP.NET. Development in .NET is done using Visual Studio, in my humble opinion, one of the best development tools on the planet. .NET is not cross-platform, so it's relevant only for Windows-based applications. Its performance are okay, but there are faster platforms such as Node.js. .NET is a very mature platform with huge third-party components and large community. However, its roadmap is not clear, since it looks like Microsoft is pushing .NET developers towards .NET Core. Today, .NET is the default choice for Windows-based application, mainly because of its great IDE, clear syntax, and large community. Next is .NET Core. You can call it next generation .NET, and it aims to fill the gaps in .NET, mainly cross-platform support and performance. In my own experience, .NET Core is a flexible and fast platform, but as of this recording, not fully baked yet. There are some glaring omissions, such as webhook support, partial OData support, partial ORM support, and more. .NET Core apps can be developed using Visual Studio, but also with VS Code and other popular IDEs. .NET Core community is not that large, but is very vocal and is growing rapidly. In the last Stack Overflow developers survey, it scored second among server-side frameworks right after Node.js. In the long run, .NET Core would be a great choice. Right now, you should be aware about its gaps, but also about its amazing performance and capabilities. The third one is Java. Java has been around for a long time and looks like it's here to stay. Created in 1995 by Sun Microsystems, currently owned by Oracle, Java is one of the most popular platforms in use today. Like .NET, it's a general-purpose, object-oriented, statically typed language. Its early forays into client-side in the form of Java applets and later JavaFX was not a huge success, but the Android ecosystem with its apps written natively in Java gave it a huge boost. The server-side Java is called Java EE, recently changed to Jakarta Enterprise Edition, and provides everything you can expect from a server-side platform, including web apps, web API, database access, and lots more, and all this in a cross-platform environment. Java has a huge community, sometimes suffering from too much self-criticism, but still provides great support for everything Java. In the last years, it looks like the interest in Java on the backend has waned and new kids in the block get all the attention, but Java is still a great platform for web apps and web API. Node.js is one of the youngest platforms here, second only to .NET Core. It was founded in 2009 by Ryan Dahl and is optimized for highly concurrent web apps. Its syntax is based on JavaScript, which makes it dynamically typed, and it quickly gained adoption because of its familiar syntax and great performance. It's probably one of the fastest frameworks out there, fighting with .NET Core on the first place. As mentioned, Node.js is not targeted for long-running processes, so don't try to build services with it, but for web apps that require a lot of short concurrent I/O operations, it should be on the top of the list. PHP was founded in 1994 by Rasmus Lerdorf, which makes it even more mature than Java. But in contrast to Java, which is object-oriented statically typed language, PHP is very, how can I call it, messy. It's very easy to learn, but that comes at a cost. It sometimes looks like it was rushed out of the gate and was not polished enough. However, it's one of the most popular languages out there and has a vibrant community. PHP is laser focused on web apps and web APIs, so if you're planning a long-running component, better look somewhere else. Last but not least is Python. Founded in 1989 by Guido van Rossum and quickly became one of the most popular scripting language, Python quickly gained momentum as a language that can perform almost any task. You can find it inside applications written in other platforms, in machine learning systems, and of course as a web app or web API. One of the strongest selling points of Python is its learning curve. It is one of the easiest languages to learn and is also very tolerant. Python also has a large community which is known for its helpful members. You can consider Python for almost any type of application, including web app, web API, console, or service. So this was a short review of the leading backend platforms. Let's summarize it with the following table. In this table, you can see the main attributes of every platform. I recommend you to use this table as a reference when time has come to select a technology platform for the backend, service, or console.